Hey everybody, John Reed. I'm the strategic account manager for Evolve IP, now Evolve IP and ATSG. Uh, my responsibilities are Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Tennessee and Kentucky for my partner community. I see some folks on here that I know, some folks I don't know. I'm really excited to work with you all. I think we will be having follow-up meetings after this call. So thank you so much for joining.
Gary?
Oh, hi. I'm Gary Coben. I'm Evolve IP's channel chief and appreciate all you guys joining today. And looks like Don's back.
Sorry about that. Murphy's Law showed up right when you try to start a meeting, so thank you.
You're totally fine. Go ahead, Don. Just the intros. We're just doing some intros.
Oh, sorry. I'm the everybody. Thanks for joining. I'm Don Imaizumi. I'm the SVP of Sales, focused on our channel and our OEM partners. So great to meet all of you today virtually.
Awesome. All right, John, let's get going with slide one.
Yep. So first and foremost, thanks again for joining our call. You folks might have heard in the last 30 days about a rumor of a merger. That has happened. Evolve IP and ATSG have merged. What does that mean? That means the leader in cloud IT and the leader in MSP have merged together. This really allows you folks to have immense cross-selling to new and existing customers. It also, as Gary says, it translates to more revenue share and more pocket money for you folks. Additionally, we'll be investing in a lot of R&D that will help you folks in the future. Evolve IP and ATSG, by the numbers, we now are at $240 million in revenue, over 1,700 in customers, 900 plus employees, and a little over 1.2 million in managed endpoints. And if you see here at the bottom, this is a combination of our new customer set, some from us, some from ATSG. So really the goal today is go over the overview of what this merger looks like, product sets, and then I'm really excited to work with each and every one of you folks in the future. And thank you so much. So I'll push this off to Don. Thanks, Don.
Great. So I'm going to spend a lot of time on the far right slide. So I think all of you are obviously familiar with the Evolve IP and the capabilities that they bring to the table, and appreciate the business that we've done together in the past as part of Evolve IP. With the heavy focus around the collaboration, DaaS, and infrastructure as a service, and with the tool sets focused around VMware and Broadcom and Microsoft. So what that's really done is, and one of the reasons for the merger is it helps create some additional breadth of capabilities that ATSG did not have, as well as deepens our strength in a couple of different areas where we think are critical in the marketplace and in demand. So I'll go through that here on the next slide, Zach, in terms of kind of what the new kind of organization is focused on, and then we'll open up for questions. So I really call this the 4x4, and as we go through it. And again, all of these we're excited about to expand with you, those that service that you may not be familiar with, that now we are able to deliver to you as a channel partner to you and your customers. So the first one is the managed cloud, where, as I mentioned, we really deepened our strength in the desktop as a service. Evolve IP was consistently mentioned in the Gartner hype cycle, but also ATSG with its DinCloud acquisition was recognized as a challenger in the Gartner Magic Quadrant. So the combination of those two entities, we I think present a really significant force in the marketplace that we can provide not only a desktop as a service solution, but also optionality in terms of different platforms that may fit the customer better than the other one. They both are very sound solutions and very competitive in their own right. But again, the combination of both the options as well as the resources and the experience that we bring to the table, it really I think puts us in another level, in another class. So really excited what that does in terms of the excellent resources and team members that are coming across and part of the expanded Evolve IP ATSG team. We've also extended our infrastructure service capabilities as a result of this. Again, both organizations had skills in this area, both from a hybrid and managing cloud. So excited what we can do to provide that service to you as well, but with additional capacity, capabilities, and breadth of skills. The UC competency was not something that ATSG had a lot of depth in the past, and so excited what that brings. Again, I mentioned how it's broadening our skill sets in the marketplace, and I mentioned the hybrid cloud. The other area that again, very excited about is the managed network services. So within that, what we're really proud of is, and I'm proud of what the team has done, is really we've earned the right to be in Gartner's Magic Quadrant in the leader space. So if you wanted to look at managed network services, you'd identify ATSG as a leader, which is not something that is bought or just wanted. It's something that is earned and vetted out by Gartner. So very excited. The team has been in the leader space for several years. Competing with some very significant folks, and we think our differentiation around being focused on really the upper mid market, really being nimble and flexible, and really providing a solution both from a platform perspective and a service perspective. That's really our differentiation. Really brings additional skills and that you can take to your customers. I'm excited again about the UC capabilities contact center. We've I think combined now we have a stronger contact center opportunity for our customers as well as with the collab. The skill sets that Evolve IP brings to the table. So again, this managed network service as not only as a standalone, but also as we integrate this capabilities that Evolve IP brings to the table with our managed network service, I think it creates an additional powerful capability for you and your customers. The third box is around managed operations. So think about it. I call it the plumbing. Having been on both, I've been doing IT outsourcing for 30 years. Been a CIO for several years as well. So I've been on both the buy and the sell side of this service. And really I call it it's the front and the back doors, the plumbing, the first person they call is the enterprise service desk, the help desk, if you will, being able to provide kind of 24/7, tier 1 through tier 3, ITIL oriented service now from an ITSM perspective, capabilities doing instant problem change, request management for customers in a highly skilled, highly efficient, highly process oriented method. So exciting what that service desk can bring to the channel. In addition to that, we have our remote infrastructure management. It's really kind of your basic NOC services. And then what's also, I think, a differentiated, in our opinion at least, is the fact that we couple that with what we call remote depot and on-site dispatch field services, which means that we can really provide, rather than a lot of finger pointing and handoffs within an incident, if you will, we're able to provide a more full service solution by not only identifying the incident, identifying the remedies, but also deploying resource to go act on and resolve the issues that are out in the field. So for those customers that have remote sites, remote workers, or remote data centers, and again, being able to have that capacity to deliver that in a very structured and efficient way is I think a differentiator for us. And then last but not least is, we bought a company at ATSG several years ago called Zen Towers, really deep in from a security perspective, from a zero trust journey, from being able to do microsegmentation, and really from an MDR perspective. And we've recently enhanced that, so really excited about what that can do for you and your customers in terms of our managed detection and response, our MDR service, really providing really a unique skill set around leveraging what I call our DNA of managed services. So not being a security provider and trying to be a managed service provider, but really being a managed service provider that's really added on security capabilities and competencies, and partnering with our partner called Expel, which provides the platform underneath it. And we provide all the process, the resources to do the triage, the incident management, and the remediation services around that. So again, excited what that does. We also provide advisory and assessment services. So think about things like pen testing, think about discovery workshops, think about zero trust workshops, think about incident response services. All those things are part of our managed security. So again, excited what that we can do for you and your partner and your customers. And in addition to that, really surrounding the 4x4 certainly is a continued focus at both organizations, heavily focused on client experience and client success, but really complementing that with the ability to help customers identify, design, implement solutions such as like a network solution, but also providing the procurement associated with it. So it's almost a full service capability, and then the managed service on top of that. So again, all that wrapper. I think capabilities allows us to have flexibility. All of them can stand alone, but they also can come together. So we can do that either way. And then having a onshore, offshore, as well as a hybrid model for our customers provides a level of cost competitiveness, if that's desired, or optionality for customers based on their needs and for them and their organization. So that's basically, us in a nutshell. In a short time, I really wanted to kind of walk through it, but also, answer questions. So I'm going to open it up, and unless Gary and John and Zach has anything else to add, we can open up for questions.
I'm going to just add just a couple of things, if I could. Just want to let everybody know that the sort of managed cloud, in many ways, that's kind of legacy Evolve IP, but managed network services, typically you'd see that being sold by the big carriers, right? That's the AT&Ts, the Lumens, the Windstreams. And that is a brand new service offering for us. Comp rates have been established, contracted, and communicated with all of the TSDs and direct contract holders. So we are actually prepared to do this work and to pay you guys on it as well. Real quick on the whole, one thing I'll say overall, especially when it comes to things like enterprise help desk and managed security, you'll find that we will be mutually exclusive. And by that, what I mean is that a lot of the people that are doing enterprise help desk today will do the tier 1 support, but only if they get the security. We will not be like that, right? So I think it's critical to understand that if you bring us a help desk client, it meets our, ideal customer profile or our minimums, we'll support you with, we'll meet you where you need us to meet you and your client. And that's all I wanted to add, Don.
Great. Jack, you want to open it up with the team?
Zach, you're on mute.
Yep. So I have enabled mics and cameras. So if anybody has a question right off the bat, we are ready to go. And probably would work better if you used the hand raise function just at first. But yeah, any questions? Let's get it going.
I think, what did we say, Zach, that we get to pick on people if nobody asks a question?
Sure. We did have one question come in from Jerry Gobb in the Q&A. He asked, are you all still providing a high trust environment?
Yes. That was an easy one, Jerry. Give us a hard one.
I know there's some other folks out there dying to ask some questions. I see Ed Pearson there. I know you got a question.
Well, we had the fortunate occurrence of having you and Gary on our call yesterday, so I got a lot of it yesterday. So
okay, does this seem exciting for you and your team in terms of the new product sets that they'll be able to go out and upsell and cross sell?
absolutely, I think it's going to take some repetition as to who to look for, how to position, right, forming discovery and so forth. But absolutely, I think there's a ton of opportunity here.
Awesome. Well,
It's interesting, Ed. One of the things that I wanted to add along the lines of MDR, there's been this sort of profound experience that we've all had that security companies are great on the D and not too good on the R. One of the things that Don always talks about is this concept of a workbench, right? So in our particular case, that is actually the MDR component. So essentially, the idea is that we expect that clients could have upwards of 50 different security tools that they're already using. So we're not saying throw all those out and use our endpoint detection and use our, and use just the tool sets we've got. We want to meet, again, we want to meet the customers where they are. So if that means our ability to monitor the tools that they've got. The whole point about this is it's one thing to detect it, it's another thing to respond and remediate, and that's where we're going to excel.
and
Yep.
Go ahead, Ed.
I was just going to say, in the spirit of our newly formed DOJ cabinet, right? However, if they want, they can throw some out, and it's going to be important for us to say, what they actually need, what we can work with that they have today, so we don't step on toes, but also what don't they need, and where could we save them some money and harvest those savings to add to their technology stack. So I think that's going to be important as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And so one of the things that we do, as one of our kind of advisory or assessment services is we'll kind of run a Nessus scan. We'll do a dark web search. We'll do a vulnerability scan within their environment to really help them understand some of the, immediate needs, if you will, recommendations that we have out of that gate, and then also help us identify kind of, what's the best path to move forward from a MDR perspective. So, that's certainly a workshop that we think is valuable to customers to really help them set a baseline, if you will, and then move forward from there. What Gary's saying was what we're excited about. I think what's differentiation around us is the fact that, with all these different tools, the ability to ingest all these different telemetry, being able to, I call, separate signal from noise. And when it comes to all the different alerts that are out there, and leveraging machine learning, automation, and run books to really and experience to really optimize and focus on the high priority tickets, and really not chase your tail on some some nominal alerts, if you will, or some kind of adjacent alerts, if you will. So helping filter all that out and having an experience is certainly something that I think customers are challenged with today if they don't have some type of MDR service at all.
So you know what, Don, I want to read David's question so that you and I can answer it independently. David Hahn wrote, as far as the integration between the two companies, is there one point of entry for the end customer, example, one phone number or portal to access? David, the one thing we neglected to mention is that there is a lot of names. It's not just ATSG and Evolve IP, and there's DIN Cloud, and there's Zen Towers and others. We believe that by the end of February, we will come to the market with a single 5-letter brand name. And as I've been saying on some other calls, then I'll have a lot of T-shirts for sale after that. The one thing that I would tell you is that we are working through a lot of integrations right now. So, we both have 2 instances of Salesforce. We both have 2 instances of Outlook. We use a different front end. ATSG uses ServiceNow. The one thing that's going to be consistent, at least I would say, is that as we're working through putting 2 really big companies together, the consistent part of this is John Reed. That's going to be your primary point of entry for all customer requirements. And Don, I'll throw this over to you just to see if you've got any additional thoughts.
No, the only thing I would amend to that as well is the fact that when it comes to the customer experience, absolutely we'll have a single point of entry for the customer experience aspect as well. Certainly, as we're fortunate enough to win business together, certainly having that common resource and contact and information is something that, again, I think both organizations have done successfully, but we're integrating those teams actively today, and so that the process experience you've had in the past will remain going forward and hopefully enhanced as well as we learn from each other.
And I would also state, right, as Gary mentioned, I am the first point of contact. If you do have any opportunities you think might fit any of these technologies, please bring them to me. I have a team behind me that can really vet this out and work with you folks. So don't be shy if you don't, you're not certain. Bring it to me, and I can get my team to start assisting you.
I really want to ask if Billy Cunningham has a question, because, I'm from Philadelphia. There was no greater coach of the 76ers than Billy Cunningham. So, if you could bless us with a question, Billy, I would certainly appreciate that. I don't think so.
Nope.
Zach, anything else in the chat?
Not that I can see. David is typing something else.
David, you can always come off mute and
Oh, he just said thanks for the
Yeah.
updates and appreciate you taking the time to keep us informed.
For those who are old enough, like I am, it's this that game called Hollywood Squares. So I'm looking at my Hollywood Squares. I'm going to go one in the middle. And unfortunately, Elizabeth, you're right in the middle. So any comments, honestly, feedback? I'd appreciate any questions. Love to get some dialogue.
Oh, hey, I'm just here listening to the dream team.
There you go. Elizabeth. Yeah, I was going to say, Don, Elizabeth is my main contact in Intellisys. She's a sharp lady. I tell you what she will do for us is take this message forward to all of her partners. But Elizabeth, do you have a question other for the dream team?
No questions from you guys. Thanks for taking the time. And this was a great webinar. And like John said, I'm here. I can send out any follow-up to the team that wasn't able to make it today.
Yep. Awesome.
Zach,
Thanks for letting me.
assume you'll be distributing the recording. Wade asked.
Yep, we will.
David, you have a question? There you
Yeah.
go.
Hey, so since you guys you're willing to stay on for another minute, I do have a couple more quick questions.
100% fire, please.
Absolutely.
Hey, I'm big into the future. So the future is a lot of change is going to happen in the industry. Just real quick, what do you guys see as Q1, Q2 looking like from the industry? Where do you see a lot of the interest coming in from your channel? Where are the hot topics that are of the new integration of the companies? Where are you guys seeing it? And then maybe my customer base is missing some of those, and I need to focus on those.
I think we got two answers for sure. Don, you go first.
Yeah, well, certainly the MDR space and security spaces continues to be very hot. Unfortunately, we have bad actors out there and we have to deal with that. And so our ability to actually provide both the assessment, discovery, and really the support services to help customers be in a better position. And I always tell people, unfortunately, and I've been through, with customers, and as they go through it, at least 10 to 15 ransomware events, right? So it's not a matter of if, but when. Regardless of how strong everyone's positions are, you can look at the name brands, the ones that are at least reported, even the ones that aren't reported, they have, a lot of money being spent on them. They're still infiltrated. So that's the unfortunate reality that we have to live with. And so, but we're excited about what we can bring to the table in terms of not just what we do, how we do it. Gary mentioned how we meet customers where they're at. And try to support them in terms of leveraging, for example, their E5 licenses and versus trying to sell them something else, right? If they have Defender already, if they have a SIEM, or if they want to use Microsoft Sentinel, what we also can deliver everything as a service. So we have customers that say, hey, I don't want to deal with this. I mean, I don't want to buy all these tools, manage it, integrate it, et cetera. Can you do the whole thing? Certainly we can do that, but we got to meet them where they're at. And so I think that's going to continue to be a hot topic. Unfortunately for a while. And then the second one is, I think, especially now with optionality with our DaaS platforms, I think really that remains to be a significant opportunity for customers as they're looking at reducing their CapEx and having flexibility around some of the resources and being how they manage it. And really from a security, it ties back into being able to implement a tighter security model, especially for things like third-party consultants or non-knowledge workers or the like. So I think that continues to be an opportunity for growth in terms of high demand over the first 2 quarters, and that's what we're challenging the team in terms of being able to really take that to market and really listen and understand, and then figure out how we can help customers be successful.
And I'll just, I'm going to close it out a little bit, David. I'll tell you one of the things that we've been seeing for some time is IT departments that are overstressed. Overstressed in the fact that they're still dealing with a largely remote workforce. We believe that companies are admitting to the fact that they can't do it all themselves. So this concept of outsourcing IT and migrating away from an IT strategy that, believe it or not, is 50 years old. This whole idea of buying hardware and, provisioning it and securing it and managing it only to have to replace it 3 years down the line. We believe that one of the more significant opportunities continues to be helping customers migrate from premises-based hardware to cloud-based solutions. We certainly know that from a channel partner perspective, that has a huge upside from a financial perspective as well. So no question about it. It's a scary world. Security is a major issue, but I also think that the concept of outsourcing is going to get extremely popular over the next 6 to 12 months. Zach, can we give everybody a minute back?
I think so. I think we're all good to go. Thanks everybody so much for coming.
Yeah, thanks everybody for your time, and wish you nothing but the best for you and your families for the holidays, and look forward to getting together soon on all these different areas. So thank you very much.
Happy
Thank
holiday,
you.
guys. Thank
Thank
you
you,
so
guys.
much.
Thank you.